and being the authority and answer to the question that someone has that leads them to buying that product.
Definitely. And I think that point around, is there a difference between SEO content, or do agencies like ours produce SEO content? Like, no. There's no such thing. It's a bizarre question. It's a bizarre statement. Like, if you're going to go and present to a brand a piece of content, like an idea or a topic that has no relevance to their products, there is nothing within that search engine algorithm, or that has no relevance to their users. There is nothing within how search works that says that there are pieces of content that are irrelevant to your audience which will help your SEO. Like, it's a bizarre kind of fallacy. Where you do kind of get the benefit, though, I suppose, of an agency is being able to identify which of the relevant topics have the most topical relevance to the products that you sell. Like, we dig into data and we explore that, and we do find that out. I think ultimately using the knowledge of the kind of the client, and this is what we do on a week-to-week basis, to figure out the kind of problems and where the areas they want to focus are, and that gives us the kind of the direction, and then we go and unpick from a kind of search point of view, how do we actually capitalize on this absolute massive range of topics and ideas, because pretty much every brand and every website will be able somewhat tenuously to link out to different topics and ideas. So I think a kind of search agency like ours, we can really identify what are the most important, what are the priority ones, where are you actually going to be able to serve users' needs massively, but also benefit the rest of the site. And ultimately, every piece of content that we do, outside of like product landing pages and category landing pages and the like, is centered around usefulness, I suppose. There is a point and there is a purpose beyond just somebody landing and reading it. That kind of topical relevance. It's such a big thing now. Like, there's so much talk about topical authority, and I find it quite bizarre that people have started using this word so often. Like, what were you doing beforehand? Like, talking around topics that you had no like room to be in. It's strange.
It's crazy though how agencies, like 99% of agencies did that though, right? And I think it was that whole idea, the going back to the SEO content thing, was born out of that era of SEO agency, right? Where you go, we need content. Okay, cool. We're going to do some keyword research. We're going to pull loads of keywords, and we're basically going to knock down from the top search volume levels and just go down because that's the priority order. And that completely failed to look at, like, again, going to, like, there is you as a category of product that might solve a particular thing. So if you're maxi like running shoes that offer support for people, you know, someone's got a gammy leg and they need like cushion shoes, there is, like, you're in the running shoes business, right? So there's loads of questions and keywords and things related to running shoes. But, like, specifically if your brand is all about, or maybe a better example is like all the Vivo barefoot and those, like, the minimalism type shoes. Yeah. Within your category of shoes, there is a substrata of keywords, questions, problems and answers that you over-index on in terms of USP, in terms of hopefully, like, your whole brand has worked towards that being the thing that you're particularly good at, right? So in what you'd think of as a sane marketing world, we'd look at just like every keyword. You know, I'm sure loads of people Google dog every month kind of thing, but it's not that relevant to us. So you'd hope that we're going to go, okay, we're really going to hone in on the stuff relevant to minimalist shoes, and because that's the most connected to our brand, and let's kind of forget about just the potential search volume out there kind of thing, and just go from try and match the two together. Like, there is interest, there is something related to our product there, do that. But
And there's a journey in between the two. There's a point for the consumer where they can accurately make that like link. If you've got a piece of content that a consumer probably can't, someone lands on the website but can't make a link back to your product, get rid of it. Send it away. Like, there's no need. There's absolutely no need. Now, ultimately, if you get to the point where you're starting to build content to a proper depth, then you can start touching on kind of more tenuously linked ideas, because you can have like an awareness piece that's quite far away from your category, but if you've then got like another awareness piece that is slightly closer and slightly closer, and I think ideally what you want to be doing with content as a large brand particularly is getting that consideration boxed, nailed, make it work, slot it into the user journey. But then branch out and be fun, and like find titles that are awareness based and might not be overly linked to products specifically, but they are within the realm of the interests of your audience, and you can start building awareness. And there does need to be some form of link back to a product at a very kind of broad level. And I think ultimately, like what we do is every year, well, not every year, every Monday, to be honest, we plan on a Monday. We will look at those titles and start to go, this one's worked, this one hasn't, there's engagement with this topic, and we'll learn and kind of be quite malleable, I suppose, and quite flexible, and go, right, okay, we're seeing engagement here, let's explore this in more detail. And I think that's important. Like, don't ever stop producing content, but always make sure that the content on your site is lean and is working and is useful. But I think one of your phrases is throw it at the wall and kind of see what sticks, and there's a slight value in that. Granted, what you're throwing at the wall needs to be slightly considered, but we've seen success off that, haven't we, where we've identified a topic, we've identified the kind of the more blog based titles off the back of it, and we've gone, okay, cool, let's write, I'll use the bed and mattress example again, let's write about how the moon affects your sleep. And then that's quite an interesting, fun thing, and ultimately that also gets picked up by kind of press, and you start gaining backlinks and branching out that awareness. It's a big thing, I suppose, content strategy for a big brand. There's a lot to dig into, but priority and focus, and with a couple of wild cards thrown in,